Rubbish has long been a monumental problem in Hong Kong. In 1990, 7,100 tons of waste was disposed of daily. The number has soared to 14,739 tons of waste in 2020, which means the total weight of 1,842 trucks is going right away to the landfills every single day. The overflowings of landfills are imminent. This is indisputably concerning. But what is contributing to this? In what way does it impact us? And what's the crux of the matter? Let's dive into the waste problem in Hong Kong. We're the only one who's facing the crisis, or is it? In fact, the waste problem is common among well-off societies. As people could afford more purchases and convenience, waste is therefore produced more. Meanwhile, there's little awareness of sustainable development and low incentives to reduce waste. After decades of neglect, waste becomes a real headache. Rubbish is waste material or things that are no longer wanted or needed. Currently, food waste and construction waste account for a large proportion of the rubbish disposed of in Hong Kong. To start with, there are several reasons behind food waste being the majority of waste. Firstly, cosmetic standards led to food loss. Since most consumers are selective about food, the less aesthetic the fruits and vegetables are, the less popular they are. Even if the nutrition is equivalent, food would be thrown away just because of its appearance. Furthermore, the oversized portion of food creates food waste, as many dishes don't cost much. Restaurants tend to serve more than we need to price it up and rake in greater revenue. However, we're often full before we clean our plates. Therefore, the leftovers will be thrown away. Lastly, the low price of food fuels wastage. Given how affordable the food is, the amount we purchase is hugely influenced. In addition, different kinds of promotions like discounts encouraged us to buy excessive food. As a result, we often end up dumping a large amount of expired food. Wasting food is bad enough, but what impact does it bring? Food waste often brings odor and hygiene problems. At first, most of the uneaten food is odorless. However, due to microorganisms, food waste will decompose and break down organic compounds over time. This process emits gases which makes the waste stinks and allows bacteria to grow. Therefore, stench smells and hygiene problems are created. At this point, you may start thinking, these problems happen in landfills, not my house. Then what does this have to do with me? Yet, since food waste is highly degradable, it creates enormous greenhouse gases. An excess amount of gases would then absorb the radiation being reflected. Eventually, the Earth's surface is heated up and causes global warming to be more severe, which will further disrupt the balance of nature and poses risks to us.
How about construction waste? Construction waste is the second common rubbish we dispose of. Surplus materials, such as steel, wood, and concrete, are generated when building, renovating, or demolishing a structure. However, it becomes a dilemma when it comes to disposal. Unlike food waste, construction waste frequently includes hazardous materials. For instance, waste like batteries and fluorescent light tubes contains mercury, which is a toxic heavy metal. While we are vulnerable to mercury poisoning, damage may be caused to our brains or nervous systems. Therefore, if the construction waste is handled properly, repercussion will be brought. However, the recycling technology for hazardous materials are still limited at present, which makes it costly for businesses to recycle. As a result, companies are unwilling to tackle construction waste.
It is undoubtedly that not all rubbish deserves to be disposed of.
I observed most of garbage found in the bin is still useful.
You have less garbage to throw out.
Then what's the problem behind it?
Recycling is not viable.
It is not very important.
There's no recycling.
No reason, I just don't have the habit of recycling.
We're knee-deep in the waste problem. What's the key to mitigating it? Instead of depleting the limited landfill space, We should reduce waste generation at the source and reuse and recycle to the fullest extent. Everyone in this throwaway society shares a responsibility to reduce waste at the source. To cut back on food waste, we should adhere to meal planning and take trips to grocery stores more frequently. We could then choose what to buy wisely and buy an adequate amount of food, apart from preventing us from buying too much. It also enables us to use up the ingredients before they pass their prime. As a result, we could become more resourceful. To get the construction waste problem alleviated, we should avoid mistakes in measurement. We could use software to create floor plans and help us to estimate the quantity precisely. This prevents the incorrect size of material and over-ordering materials. Hence, less waste would end up in the scrap heap, since it not only preserves the valuable landfill space, it also reduces the costs associated with waste, ranging from transportation to recycling. Therefore, it is of utmost importance to generate less in the first place. While some waste is inevitable, reusing and recycling play a critical part in cutting the impact. In 2018, only around 2% of food waste is being recycled. It is common that food waste to be mixed with other waste, which give recyclers a hard time processing it. Therefore, we should separate the food waste at home to make the collection of food waste more efficient. To ameliorate the construction waste trouble, we should always choose environmentally friendly materials and materials that are sustainably sourced, such as using materials recycled or reused from other construction projects. As a result, the impact on the environment could be minimized. The clock is ticking, and we surely need to remediate the waste problem promptly. It's more than just throwing away a piece of trash. Its impact on the environment is unimaginable. For the sake of ourselves and our future generations, let's turn our words into actions. Everyone counts, and a little effort can make a world of difference. Get started today. 我哋 miss 咗班車啦。
好，拜拜。